Hi, my name's Chris. I'm going to show you that chord progression today in this guitar lesson. So the point of this guitar lesson is to learn a common minor progression, which I've actually used in one of my own songs, so I'll drop the link below on that if you want to check that out. And I'm also going to show you the finger picking pattern I use, and I'm also going to talk a bit about the capo and the role of the capo, and how I find it a really useful tool for playing guitar and writing songs on guitar. And yeah, I'll talk about that too. So that chord progression I just played, so that I'm basically using four chords. I'm using a D minor, a G7, a C major, and an A7. And by the way, I've included those chords in a PDF, so you'll find that at the bottom of this video, in the blurb. So click on that and download the PDF. You might already know the chords, in which case the next step is the finger picking pattern. So what I'm doing is I'm using thumb, index, middle, and ring. So there's a couple of things I want to point out. I'm thinking in groups of three rhythmically. So 1, 2, 3. So on the 1, I'm using my thumb, and then on the 2, I'm using my index, and then on the 3, I'm using both middle and ring. So in my mind I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and that's the entire rhythm. So it's a good exercise to practice to develop your finger picking, and it's a good rhythm to use if you're writing a song or you just want to practice your guitar using finger picking, and you can apply it to many different chords. So initially I'm applying it to a D minor, so the strings I'm playing are 4, 3, and then 2 and 1 together. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's the rhythm. And the strings are 4, 3, 2 and 1 together. And then same again. And then 4 and 3. And that's what we do on D minor. Then we change to a G7. And again, I'm playing string 6, 3, 2, 1. And then I change to a C major. And it's 5, 3, 2, 1, the strings, and then an A7, same thing. So another thing I want to mention is dynamics. I mentioned I play this in one of my songs, and the way I can sort of get away with playing it for 3 minutes straight, well, there's a couple of reasons, at least I hope I'm getting away with it, is the lyrics. Obviously, there's a lot of focus on the lyrics, so the guitar can be quite simple. The other thing I do with the guitar is I just realized this recently, but I was kind of varying the dynamics to keep it interesting. So that to me is much more interesting than being really mechanical, and just playing the same level the whole time. Now, the second time I played it, the notes probably came through more clearly because I was playing a bit louder, but it's good to practice both. So practice playing it at the same volume throughout and practice getting a loud, well-articulated, clear tone. And then also practice varying the dynamics. So you see how that adds a lot more feeling and mood to it. So I want you to do that too. So yeah, there's 2 exercises. So another thing you can do is if you're fairly new to this chord progression, even if you know the chords, if you're not familiar with the chord progression, it's good to just practice changing between each pair of chords. So the first pair is D minor and G7. And you'll notice that my index can stay anchored. And then I come up and move the other fingers. With the D minor, you can, there's different fingerings. You can use your pinky or your ring finger. I tend to like using my pinky, sometimes because I'll go to that chord and I'll use my ring finger. But that's another chord, so there's often more than one way to play each chord, to finger each chord. So use what is comfortable for you. So D minor to G7, and then G7 to C, G7 to C, and then C to A7, C to A7. And with C to A7, you can actually leave that middle finger in the same place. I just realized then. So I really want you to practice these things. Now, again, you can a really good way to improve quickly is to put more focus on one hand for a while and then more focus on another hand. So that exercise I just showed you is clearly more about the fretboard hand. So you just keep it real simple over here, just strumming with your thumb, while you're working on your chord changing. And then when you're working on your finger picking, you can just sort of hold on to one chord for a while if you like, and which is a great way to warm up too and improve your technique because it's repetitive, and that's what practice. I mean, the part of practice that really makes a difference is when there's repetition, because then your body and your mind is starting to absorb and learn new skill. So that's a good warm up and practice exercise. So I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. Remember, you can check out my song, which is called Letting Go of Fate. It's one I've just put up, actually. So I'll include the links below. There's also the chords if you need them. And enjoy playing this one. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.